Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hot Corner. My name is Mike, and we're going to have another episode of Clearing the Bases. And this is Clearing the Bases episode number 40. In these episodes, we talk about in-person signings, podcasts, radio shows that we go to, paid signings, and we like to show off our autographs. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, the first event I went to was at a church. So, former Eagle running back Saron Stacy was the guest speaker at two of the services. So, I went in between the services and hung out in the lobby. And he came out and took pictures with the fans and signed some autographs. And I got these 1991 draft pick card by Topps when he played for Alabama, and he was the first round pick for the Eagles. So, that's pretty cool. I've had these cards since the early 90s. So when I saw he was going to be at this church, me and a couple of people went and got some ink on him. So he signed that beautifully in blue ink. He signed that classic best Alabama card in blue ink. That's pretty sweet. And he also signed this Top Stadium Club card for me, which on the back has that draft pick card. So that's his rookie. So, very cool. Never really saw Saron Stacy come around. He also added this black and white photo for me, and he signed that beautifully in black ink, and he wrote to Mike, Saron Stacy. So that was really, really cool. The next event I went to was the Bull Session, and that got extended because the Phillies postseason run went a little longer. The show usually ends at the regular season, but since they made the playoffs, they did a couple shows. And the first person I got was catcher for the Padres, Mr. Ben Davis. He was an analyst for the Phillies on NBC Sports, and he does the post-game show as well. So happy to add that Topps card in blue ink. Also got this 1995 draft pick card beautifully in blue ink. Thank you, Ben. He was the second round pick overall. And then I got his Topps gold card signed in blue ink. So happy to add that. And then I got him to sign this 8x10 in gold where he's catching. So that's pretty cool. The host that week was second baseman Mickey Morandini. Shout out to Hugo. And I got Mickey to sign that Upper Deck card beautifully in blue ink. That's his collector's choice. He also added that Fleer Ultra card in blue ink. And then I got that 91 rookie prospect in blue ink. So thank you, Mr. Morandini. And then I also added him on this 8x10 where he signed it in blue ink. The next thing I went to was a local podcast for my This Fan's View. I actually have to go run and get that, but I'll get that for the end. But they did trivia questions, and it was their 5th anniversary. So I got this Ben Hawkins signed 8x10 for being in attendance. Beautiful black and white photo file 8x10 from the Eagles. And then they also gave me this signed in blue ink Maxi Bond. So happy to add these to the collection. I forgot to show this one as well. Mr. Saron Stacy signed on here. And so did Lito Shepard, a friend of mine that was at the church, went to a local bar where Lito Shepard was signing. So she got that for me, so I appreciate that. And the host of that show was the author of this book, the Eagles Encyclopedia, the Championship Edition. So this is probably like 600 pages. Yeah, and it's written by Hall of Fame sports writer Ray Didinger. And it was updated after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And he signed it to me. To Mike, fly Eagles fly. Best wishes, Ray Didinger. So Very happy to add that to the library. Always cool. And then the following week, I went to another podcast by This Fan's View, my LCS, hosted it. And I got former Philly 1980 World Series champion, Dickie Knowles. And right now, you'll see what Dickie Knowles is famous for.
2 strikes on Brett. Down he goes. There's a message right there. Here comes Jim Fry out. There's a message. Jim Fry is out right now. He is really upset. He is really upset. 2 strikes, no balls, and he really low-bridged him. Fry wants to go after him. Fry wants one thing from Don Denkinger, the home plate umpire. He wants a warning issued to the pitcher, and we're going to ask Ronnie Luciano, who's in the booth. Brett is the calmest guy here. Now Rose is challenging Fry. The other umpires have come in. Gordy McKenzie from third has come in to calm Jimmy down. He wants no one, Jimmy Fry, messing with the man you called the franchise last night, George Brett. So they have stirred up Jimmy Fry. Pete Rose also. Brett very calmly just hanging around, but he really got flipped. We're going to show you the pitch. Ronnie, I want you to talk about this after he gets flipped. What an umpire has to do in this situation. Watch George go down. 2 pitches down, low and away, and then he comes high and tight. Quick reaction by George.
And this is the only time an umpire has time to think. Here it is. He's looking at the pitch. He sees it comes high in on George, and he's saying to himself, listen, I've got to warn him. What am I going to say? I've got to pick up my words perfectly. And at the same time, while he's watching this, he looks out of the side and he sees Fry starting to come out of the dugout. So he waits until Fry comes out there, and he gives him a little extra time to go out and say it. He was going to go out to the mound and talk to him, and he's going to tell him, listen, if it comes close again, you're gone. Not only you, but I'm going over to Dallas Green, and Dallas is going too. And by the same token, if Dennis Leonard throws at anybody, Dennis Leonard is going to be gone, and Fry, you're going to be gone too. So
unfair rule. Unfair rule. The first guy can take a shot, and the next guy who might let a ball slip, he's thrown out. Why?
They don't want anyone hurt. The heck with the shots. I get 1 shot, you get 1. None of this even up stuff. We don't want anybody hurt, and he's going to stop both sides.
Okay, guys, settle down. Curveball inside. Ask about it. Strike is called. You'll hear a boo. There is Dallas Green. He was warned by Denkinger. So the message is clear.
All right. That was a great moment in Phillies history. I didn't have any Phillies cards this time at Dickie Knowles, so I got him to sign the 83 Don Ross when he was on the Cubs in blue ink. I got this Fleer card signed beautifully in blue ink. And then I also added this 87 Fleer in blue ink when he was on the Indians. Dickie was awesome. I asked a question during the show. I'll leave the link to that below. And if you look in the comments, you can see where my question is and their response. And then they stuck around afterwards, and I had like a 20-minute conversation with Mr. Knowles and Chris Wheeler just about the Phillies and baseball. And it was a really wonderful experience. I love being able to talk baseball with former players and broadcasters. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up this edition of the Hot Corner. Leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know which one was your favorite. And as always on the Hot Corner, guys, I am out of here.
Out of here!